Hi, my name is Steven,
It is I, Kevin.
And I am David, the eldest champion.
and we are the Brothers Born.
We invite you to bear witness as this most unlikely of throwdowns is about to commence.
Welcome back to the Unlikely Throwdowns podcast, brought to you by Brothers Born Media. I am the judge again, and I am so delighted for this throwdown.
Who are
Um,
you, in case the listeners don't recognize your voice?
oh, that's right. I am, of course, I am Steven. And who are you?
I'm the eldest champion, David.
All right.
I won last time. I've really pretty much win all of my matches. I'm gonna win tonight too.
Kevin, I mean, other brother, go ahead and introduce yourself, I suppose.
Kevin, aka I got nothing for the aka.
What was, what was your name again?
Um,
If you don't
Kevin.
know our names yet, then you kind
Yeah,
of.
you should pretty know our names by now.
I was saying the audience might not know your name, but it sounds like you don't know our names.
All right. All right. Anyway, welcome to Unlikely Throwdowns, a Brothers Born podcast.
You're probably gonna edit that whole part out, aren't you?
Brothers Porn.
Brothers, no,
That's not
thank you.
something. That's a
I'm
different
signing out
podcast.
now. I'll see you guys later. I'm done.
That's our other podcast.
I've never been invited to that one before.
It's because you're the eldest champion. Oh man. All right. Welcome back to Unlikely Throwdowns, a Brothers Born podcast. Um, we are going to have a nice throwdown today. I'm delighted about it. Um, People who are 80s kids and 90s kids will appreciate this one, I think. So, without
I'm pretty
further
sure
ado,
most people still don't know who my guy is, but go ahead.
um,
Hey,
da
positive.
David, why don't you start us off?
Okay, here I go. Are you ready?
Yes.
My character is a 1990s superhero. Do you know who it is yet?
No,
He lives in the Earth. Now, do you know?
Captain Planet.
Yes.
Dude, really, Captain Planet? Dude, I'm so lost this one.
He lives in the Earth. He is only an avatar, however, and he has to be summoned to appear. He can't just appear by himself. He needs to be summoned to appear. And the five Planeteers are the ones who summon him with their powers of their ring powers, ring power rings, whatever you call them. Um, Now there's a lady. Was her name Gaia? I think. I'm gonna look at my notes here. Gaia? You guys know. Was her name Gaia?
I
I
never
don't
did not watch Captain Planet.
Okay.
it's
Oh
been a
yeah,
long
Gaia. Here we
time.
go. Gaia is this goddess of the earth or something. Spirit of the earth. She's actually, and she is ticked at us, humankind, because we polluted this earth so badly and we've deforested it and hunted all its beautiful creatures and taken away their habitats. So she's ticked at us. So she creates these five rings and gives them to people all around the world that can summon Captain Planet. Each of these rings has a different element. Um, I'm not going to really give you the abilities now. I'll just tell you what they are because I know abilities come in a minute. But the first
Well,
ring
this is Captain
is,
Planet though. The Planeteers aren't Captain Planet.
I know, but they're one and the same. Like Kwame is the guy from Africa. He has the power of Earth. Wheeler, he's from Brooklyn, so you know he's probably the rebel of the group. He has the power of fire.
It fires a
Linka,
rebellious element as well.
Linka is from the USSR, Soviet Union. She has the power of wind. Guy is from Asia, as you might guess by his name. He has the power of water, or maybe it's a girl. I didn't look up whether these are girls or boys because I was kind of in a hurry. Sorry, maybe you
That's
can
okay.
scratch that. But the name was
That's
Guy.
all right.
And then Mati is from Brazil, and he has the power of heart, which is actually the most powerful ring. We'll get into that later. But when the five of them summon Captain Planet, that's when he appears to do his thing. Um, Do you want to know anything about his personality right now, or should I wait a minute?
Let's go ahead and get Kevin's character, then we can dive into that.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, personality wise, that's all you because I
Oh,
found.
wait. I forgot to mention Mati, the guy from Brazil, the Power of Heart. He has a pet sea monkey named Suki.
That's
Okay,
important. That's
go ahead.
important to note, actually.
Yeah.
It is for sure.
Um. So
Oh no, it's a spider monkey. It's a spider monkey. My bad.
yeah,
Spider
sea
monkey
monkey was something
named Suki.
different. Anyway,
Yes, it's not a sea monkey. Spider
so
monkey.
my character starred in a cartoon series in 1984. It lasted only 13 episodes. Um.
That dude who turned into a car.
Yes. Turbo Teen.
I was right.
Yeah.
I'm the one to make you guys do him at one point.
Um. His name is Brett Matthews. He got his power when he swerved off the road in his red sports car, and he crashed into a secret laboratory. That was shooting rays and stuff. Um, after getting his power, he goes on a crime-fighting adventure and solves mysteries with his girlfriend Patty, best friend Alex, and dog Rusty. That's all I really got. Though there is this quote from the Encyclopedia of America and animated television shows that I want to read to you. It says, "This is the most absurd concept developed for television animation in the genre's history."
What was his name? Was it Teen Racer? I
It's
can't
Turbo
remember
Teen.
what his name.
Turbo Teen.
Speed. What's his name? Like his code name.
Turbo
Turbo
Teen.
Teen, yes. And doesn't his butt like turn really big and stuff, and his face gets really wide when he turns to a car?
Yes, and he turns into a car. When he's a car, he's Turbo Teen. When he's a human, he's not Turbo Teen.
He's Brett
Where'd you go?
Matthews.
He's Brett Matthews, exactly.
Sounds like a wrestler's name.
It kind of does. And
Well,
that's all I got as far as background. All right, I mean, they're really. I tried, man.
we'll
I
do
was
the
looking.
throwdown just to do it, but I think
I tried. There's just not a lot of information on
I
this character.
I almost picked him one time, and I looked back to when we picked our own or whatever, and I looked and I'm like, there's not enough stuff on this dude. I can't really do him.
Yes, I know.
Because like a couple years ago, I almost did him because I saw a meme with him on Facebook on the Facebooks, and I'm like, that guy'd be funny to do in a throwdown, but I couldn't find enough information. So
All right, let's take a break, and I'm excited to see how this throwdown pans out.
Hello there. Do you like the sound of my voice? That's a stupid question. Of course you do. And because you love my voice so much, you probably want to hear it with more clarity. Well, good news. You can help make that happen. You see, having access to better equipment means better quality, but better equipment is expensive. By donating some funds our way, you can help us improve the equipment we have and help us with any fees and the like we accumulate while producing content. We have 3 tiers of donation available. First is a monthly payment of 99 cents. Tier 2 is a monthly payment of $4.99, and our third tier of monthly payment is $9.99. To make donations, follow the link embedded in this episode's notes. There is of course no obligation, and you can still listen to our content for free. But if you love my voice, as well as those of my bros, or if you just want us to have a better looking site, we would welcome your support. Thank you in advance, and please enjoy the rest of the show.
Welcome back from that tasty break. I hope you enjoyed our ad and Kevin's voice. Um, let's get right into it. Dave, tell us a little bit about personality of Cassian.
personality,
Yes.
sure. He is part of Mother Earth,
Okay.
and
So,
he's born a part of Mother Earth, and his quest is always to stop us from destroying the planet. When he fights the bad guys, he has a good sense of humor, and he's a master of puns. He
oh,
also
that's
taunts
important.
the villains, like he teases them and taunts them, like he pretty much toys around with them and makes them feel very tiny and unworthy. So he's kind of cocky a little bit, but he's also got a good sense of humor. He needs the 5 people to summon him to come out. He never like the Gaia lady who sent the rings to get him, the lady, the mother of Earth or spirit of Earth. He gets along with her pretty well, but they're not really ever on the screen with each other that often. So that's kind of him. I mean, he's a happy-go-lucky dude, likes to taunt people, likes to use puns. And he comes from Mother Earth and he protects the planet. Okay.
and he has a green mullet, and that's
Yes. Yes,
sweet.
he does. So it looks a little bit like some grass. So that's his personality. I didn't really get much more on the personality because there's so many abilities that I want to get to. Um, so yeah.
I have exactly one ability, so there's that.
Tell me about the personality of Brett Matthews.
He's your basic 80s Saturday morning cartoon teenage kid.
Nice.
That's basically it. He has his girlfriend, and then
Is he kind
like
of a jock? Is he like a bro?
no, not really.
Okay.
He's kind of a big dork, to be honest. But that's pretty much it.
Okay, ready? Is
All
that all you
right.
want to do?
For personality,
Man, personality. Oh, is you got some more? Are you
No,
ready?
I got nothing, man. There's
Ready
I
for me to
told you
hit you up with some?
there is no information on this character. I even watched the first episode of the series.
how
Oh
was
man, I'm
that?
sorry about that.
Exactly what you think it was. And so I was like I was like maybe I'll get something if I watch like an episode. It's yeah, nothing.
So tell me how it felt to watch that cartoon. Just if you could describe it in a sentence.
Um I think that when I said earlier that this is the most absurd concept developed by television, I think pretty much fits the bill. It's it's just you're watching it and then he's just like, I'm turning into a car. And he turns into a car and when he drives
And then
around,
people be riding in him.
yeah, people ride into him, but he can drive by himself. Also, there's a phone in his car when he's a car.
Oh, he
And
was
when
ahead of his time then.
yeah, when he
He's a
answers the phone,
pioneer.
though, when he answers the phone picks up and it's just like floating there.
That's awesome,
Not
man.
really sure how that
I still
works.
don't have that. Man, I don't have that
The
ability.
villain was like, because the villain in the first episode kidnaps his girlfriend. He's like, I know you know Turbo Teen's car phone number. I'm like, dude, this is like a teenager in the 80s. How does he have a car phone?
He doesn't. He is the
Maybe that's
car
why he
phone.
Well, no,
crashed
but
because he's
no,
too
but you
busy on
see,
his phone.
but the thing is, he is the car. But initially, the car that he turns into was his car when he was a teenager, like
Yeah.
before they merged into one.
So,
Oh.
So him and his car merge. So
is he
now
talking on
he's
his
both the
phone
car
when he
and the
got in a
person.
car accident? Don't text and drive, people.
Yes, don't, or else you might start turning into your own car.
Man, that is wild. I look forward to hearing more of the antics of that episode. But why don't we go ahead and move forward into the
Okay.
abilities of
Now,
Captain
as I
Planet.
said, Captain America comes from Mother Earth.
Captain America comes from Mother Earth? I thought he came from Brooklyn.
Captain Planet comes from Mother Earth. I knew I was
Okay.
going to do that. I knew I was going to do that. He dwells in Mother Earth until he's summoned. Now, since there's five rings that summon him, each ring has a power, and you know that when he gets summoned, he absorbs all of those powers, right? So
Yes, yeah.
we'll just say that from the get-go. So here we go. If you need me to stop to take a bathroom break, let me know. But here's his, I'm gonna go on with his powers right now.
Is it that much? Wow.
Oh yeah, you don't even know. So he gets powers from all five, right? He also has flight, yet he can't leave the Earth's orbit because he's connected to the Earth, so he can't go into space. Um, there's one episode where somehow two of the ring bearers end up in space, so he gets trapped because he can't go either place because he needs all five of them, so he just gets trapped. So he can't go into space, but he has flight and he has superhuman strength. Okay, just to start off. Now, from the earth, the fire ring, he gets these powers. He can shoot fire from his hands. He can control wildfires. He can control flames. So there's a little bit. He also um can magma. He has magma powers. He can shoot magma out of his hands as well.
No, that's wild.
Yeah, yeah, he sure can. You know that he can. From the wind. From the wind, he can blow his enemies away. He just super breath. That's what he's got there, man. He blows that crap out. And he can control wind gusts. He can control tornadoes, things like that. From the water, he's able to shoot water out of his hands, of course, and he can control the waves and the lakes. It didn't say anything about the oceans, but at least the lakes he can control.
You can't touch the
I'd like
oceans
to
though.
think he can control the oceans too, but maybe not. Um,
They're too powerful, too big, too
right.
fast.
Nothing's too big for this dude. From lightning, he gets the ability to shoot lightning out of his hands. Um, and he can control the lightning of a
Wait,
storm.
lightning's one of the rings?
No, but that's one of his powers. I think it goes with the water, kind of. And then, so he can control the lightning in a storm. Earth, he can use anything on the earth as his weapon, man. He can get soil, rocks, pebbles. He just flings that stuff anywhere he wants to. Anything on the earth can be his weapon. So those are kind of the basic parts, right?
Yeah.
Now let me get into it goes further than that. He uses magnetism. He can do that where he can stick people to magnets or different any type of metal. He can just put his enemies on there and stick them on there, and they can't move for a while.
I
He
want to come.
has
That seems like it might be important later, so I'm just don't let me
oh, it
forget
could
to.
be with a car, you're right. But I don't even
Let
think he'll need that, but yeah, you're right, he could. He has the ability of transmutation. He can alter his form into it just said into anything. So I don't know if that I guess anything on the earth, he can alter his form into that. So there you go. Along with water, when it gets cold, then part of water is ice, right? So he's able to create ice. He's able to become composed of ice. He can become like this ice sculpture, Iceman. He could shoot ice out of his hands. Um, Same thing with air. He can generate wind. He can become composed of air. In fact, he has the power of invisibility as well. He can become invisible. Um, Much like poison ivy, he can manipulate plants. He controls them. He can even grow plants. He's able to be composed of plants as well. He could turn into plants. He also, just like Storm, he has weather manipulation. He can create sandstorms, tornadoes, thunderstorms, pretty much whatever you want. He can create and control electricity, kind of like Magneto, or whoever controls electricity.
It's not
Magneto's,
Magneto, I don't think.
yeah, I'm sorry. Electro is what I meant. Um, he has light teleportation powers. He has
Light
environmental,
teleportation. Does that mean
he
like
can teleport different places. Yeah.
when we say light? Does it is it like a you can tell? It's like a using light he can
He
teleport,
teleports, I think, is
or
what
is
that,
it like he has light teleportation powers? Like he can't teleport long distances,
he's
but
got all that stuff, right? You're right about
it's a
that.
light power, like kind of like light yogurt instead of normal yogurt. Is
No,
it?
no, not that kind of light. That's
Oh,
L-I-T-E. This is L-I-G-H-T. It involves the
okay.
lights. We'll just say teleportation. That sounds better. I need a drink break real quick. Okay. Did I tell you he has environmental awareness? He knows what's going on with the environment and he protects
My
it.
character definitely does not have environmental awareness.
I have
Now, he
Turns
so
also,
into
many
a car.
questions. I have so many questions about Turbo Teen. Like so. Go ahead, Dave.
would you like me to keep going? I'll let Kevin do some powers if you want. I got some
I
more.
have one power.
Okay, here's my next one. Energy blasts. We don't know where they come from or what they're made out of. It's an unknown nature, but they're very strong, and he uses his hands for those. This is my favorite one of his powers. It's called Rainbow Generation. So he can create a rainbow, and you can use it as a weapon or a tool.
No way.
You can
That's
like
pretty
slice
rad,
things
dude.
with it, or
Like a
use it as
rainbow
like a
axe.
bridge, or like whatever he wants to use it for, you can use it. So he's got Rainbow Generation. Of course, he has super strength. Now, self-sustenance. He doesn't need to breathe because he's made of the earth. And all accounts that I read said he probably doesn't need to eat or drink either. So you can't starve him, you can't suffocate him, you can't do any of that.
How's
Um,
he so fit looking?
because he has superhuman strength. I don't know. Let's see. He is he's also a pilot. He pilots this vehicle called the Geo Cruiser.
Why? He can fly.
He just does. It's a plane.
He could turn into a car if he wanted to, or a tank. If he could turn into anything, I feel kind of bad, Turbo Teen.
Now, I don't know. To me, I'll step that one back. To me, it seems like it could be anything natural, right?
Okay.
Everything that I read just said anything, so I don't know what that meant. But like, I feel like he can't really turn into like man-made
A
stuff. But I could be
car?
wrong on that because
He
it just
can't
said
turn into
any.
car. I
It just
win.
said anything. Now,
We'll keep it to like Earth related natural
okay, that's
things.
fine.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
I
that's
don't need
fair.
that
That's
one
fair.
anyways. So he does have strong empathy towards other people, especially wildlife creatures. Um, and I'm coming to heart. I know I didn't talk about heart yet, which is the most powerful ring. But first, super breath, I think I already said. Ecology. You guys know what ecology is? It's like knowing about the ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
He knows about it, and he knows why humans suck and what we need to do better. He can absorb energy too, like energy, he can absorb it, and that makes him stronger. Let's see. The thing about the heart ring too, like people make fun of it because it's the most dorky sounding one or whatever, but the heart has power to know what animals and humans are feeling, and also a little bit of mind control ability. And the because of that ring, that guy who's wearing that ring can't have his mind controlled. So same thing with
So,
Captain Planet. He can read the animals' thoughts and humans' thoughts, and he can kind of control them a little bit when These two, and his mind can't be read, like it can't be used against him, but he can use it against others.
So the
So that's
real
pretty,
powerful one is the
yeah,
heart guy,
yeah,
because
of the five, yeah, he's probably the most powerful one. And they gave it to that guy. What was his name again? I can't remember his name. I'll look it up. I wrote it down. Mati. They gave it to him because he was the most humble of the five kids that got a ring. And if you would have given it to like that kid from Brooklyn or something, he probably would have abused the power. So
oh
they gave
yeah.
it to the most humble one, the one they knew would be able to respect the power. So
Hmm.
I mean, there's others. I do have some weaknesses I can list after Kevin does some stuff, but that's pretty much. I don't really think I left anything out. If I did, I probably don't need it anyways.
All
So
right, Turbo Teen. What you got?
When he's exposed to extreme heat, he turns into a car.
Wait,
When
he
he's a
can't get
car and he's
he
exposed to extreme cold, he turns back into a person.
he can't control when he transforms?
No,
Oh man, I didn't
he
know
can only
that.
he only transforms when he's exposed to heat, and when he's a car and he's exposed to cold, he turns back into a person. In
That's
fact, in the first episode, there's this part where he's a car and they're trying to his friend. So the bad guys go off on his boat, right? So his friend finds this canoe, and the car is on the canoe. Somehow it holds the weight of this car, and his friend's like rowing the canoe, and then like it falls apart, so the car falls into the water, and he's like, "Oh, this water's cold." Then he turns into a dude. And then he
that's
swims up. He's like,
I
"Good thing
think
I
I
can
did
hold my
know. I
breath as a
actually did know
car."
that. Now that you're
So he
reminding
can
me
hold
of
his
it.
breath better as a car, apparently. Now, when he is a car, he does have like a turbo booster, so he can go like crazy fast. But
Does he have any weapons?
no, he's just a car.
how does he fight the villain?
He he just they just kind of freak out because
He
his car is
sends
driving at
Rusty.
him.
He sends his dog Rusty after him.
No, Rusty's OP, man. That dog is smart.
How so? How is the dog smart?
He
What's he
just
do?
I know he's I don't know. He knows how to find stuff.
Oh,
In like in '80s when cartoons, like the dogs would have like human personality traits.
yeah.
They did the same thing with this one.
Gotcha, gotcha.
His girlfriend's pretty smart too, though
Is she hot?
she's all right.
See, that is one of my questions. So, you know the whole high school make out in the back seat trope. That dude's got that down. He's got that down good.
So
He's
his
got it
best
going
friend.
on there.
So
Who
in the
can let his
first
best friend
episode,
do that? Go ahead, bro. You can use my body. I mean my car
dude,
if you
at the
need
start
to.
of the episode, he's a car at a drive-in theater, and his best friend and his girlfriend are like in the car, and they're like, "This is the best way to watch a drive-in theater or
I
movie."
bet it is.
And then
It's
the
like a
guy, his friend spills his ice cream, so he turns back into a person. And
um
it's when he turns into a person, the little radio thing that the car, like the car radio thing, so you can listen to the movie, is like
yeah.
stuck on his ear, and his girlfriend's just like sitting on his back, like she's riding him like a horse.
Now I'm gonna have to
Dude,
admit you
his
did
friend
more.
Alexo's pretty cool, man. That dude is a genius, man. He can fix any car. He fixes Turbo Teen. He's like, I'm gonna shift some wires around
So is he a
because
physician then? Or is he a...
I don't know. So because he has like this rival who wants to date his girlfriend, and then so she comes across the car, and he thinks that the car is Turbo Teen's car, not that it's Turbo Teen himself. So he's like, I'll show him he can't go to the party tonight if his car's broke down. So he just lifts the hood and he like throws some stuff out of it and he runs off. And then the bad guys go by and he's like in the car mode and he's like, I can't drive. There's something wrong. And his friend Alex, he just goes in there, crosses some wires, and the guy can
Wait.
drive again.
So those guys basically they ripped out his intestines and his like his heart possibly all his
Yeah.
innards. They just tinkered
Add
with
heart
him.
to heart.
They just
Dude,
did
this
like
is just the first episode. Like I didn't watch any more episodes. I was like,
Well, Kevin
this
definitely
is
did
a
more
weird
research
show.
he did more research than me. I'll give him that.
okay, okay. So
I got a couple weaknesses if you do want to hear them when you're
I
ready.
do I have a couple of questions about Turbo Teen.
Okay.
Um, can you explain fuel and carbon emissions and things like that?
They didn't explain any of that.
That
So
was
like
until episode 10. He didn't get that far.
so is this like does his butt turn into like the exhaust or something like that? Like
And his butt just turns into the back of the car, and his face gets all big, and it turns into the front. And his feet turn into tires. His hands turn into tires.
oh dude, I guess one
Oh,
thing
yes,
cool
they
about
do.
that, like if he is in car mode and something happens, he turns into human mode. when he turns back into car mode, is everything back to normal?
Yes.
So that's pretty awesome, actually. He doesn't ever need a mechanic
If
or a
you
Yeah, I
doc
mean,
ever have a
or a
chance,
doctor for that matter.
if you get a chance, Steven, you need to watch a clip on YouTube that shows that dude transforming because it's pretty
oh,
freaky.
I sent him one. I sent you one.
Oh, I haven't watched it. I'll have to
It's
check that
pretty
out.
Yeah, I
crazy,
sent it
man.
to you.
It kind
So,
of traumatized me as a child, if I remember right.
like,
Yeah, that's all I got, man. That's all. He can't even control the ability to turn into a car.
but
Well,
when he has a car, he goes really fast though. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, he can go fast, but that's it. He goes fast, and
So
his friends ride around in him.
we have a pretty strong motive for this war, this battle though, in that he has a car and he's polluting the Earth. So Captain Planet's not too down with that.
no,
So
not at all.
he's going after him.
I'm gonna give you something here. It'll help. I don't think it'll help you too much where I'll lose, but when I talk about his weaknesses, he does have a couple. First of all, obviously he can't come out unless those teenagers summon him.
That's
Other
true.
than that,
That's
he
true.
stays in the earth. So
So
he
if
needs to
Turbo
be
Teen runs
summoned.
a couple of them over, Dunzo.
I guess that's true. I didn't think about that. But once he's summoned, he can stay out until he gets the job done or whatever. But he only comes out when summoned, from what I could tell. And then his weakness, like he hold on one second here. I gotta turn on my flashlight because
I'd
it's
say as
dark.
a human, he could wreak some havoc, like and maybe like assassinate somebody. But I don't think he's that kind of guy. He's too dorky.
He's Brett Matthews, man. Just kind of a
He's Brett
regular.
Well,
He's
Matthews.
a regular guy.
He's a regular
now here's
teenager.
something that might help you though. My main weakness is when I'm doused with pollution. I did it again, not me, but when my character's doused with pollution, it does make him weaker. So like air pollution, water pollution, sometimes that'll make him weaker.
There it is,
And
right there. There's your
Yeah, right
actually,
weakness.
there.
like it
The
said, from what I
emissions.
read, it can make him really weak depending on how much pollution it is. Which doesn't make sense because the whole world's filled with pollution. So can he really ever be strong? But I didn't say that because he's got all these other powers. And then the other thing, it says he's bound to Earth. Um, when he's not summoned, he can't really do much. But at least, so I guess in essence, neither of these characters really can control when they morph into their superpower
That's true,
form.
because he just comes when the teenagers summon him, and Turbo Teen
Yours
does it when the
depends on
weather
the weather.
changes.
Mine depends on his five guardians or
That doesn't
whatever.
depend on the weather. He depends on heat and cold, or heat and
Well,
cold.
the
Doesn't have
weather
to be the
part of
weather.
it.
You could just like there's he's like a human and he's like trapped in this car or this van, and then his friend Alex jumps on top of the van and crosses some wires and attaches a hair dryer to it, so it heats up the inside of the van. And since it gets all hot, he's like, "Man, it's really heating up in here. I'm getting all kinds of hot." And then he turns into a car and he escapes.
Inside the van, he turns into a car?
Yeah,
How does that work? Doesn't it make the van like, I'm assuming that
Well,
it
Captain
it I don't know, man. That's what he does.
Captain Planet can control this dude then, because if he wants him to turn to a human, he'll just throw some lava at him. If he wants him to turn to a
no, it's the
car,
other way
he'll
around.
like throw
Cold,
some
cold
ice
turns
at
into a
him.
human.
What?
Cold turns him into a
Oh,
human.
sorry. Yes. If he wants him to turn to a car, throw some lava. Wants him to turn back to a human, I'll just throw some ice at him. But the other thing that they mentioned, which I don't really think is a weakness in this case, is when he's flying, he can't fly into space. So he
Yeah, you
couldn't
said
fight
that, yeah.
someone like the Silver Surfer, I guess. But uh, but I don't think your dude can fly into space either. So
No,
I'm not
probably
too worried
not. I
about
mean,
that. But that's my guy. I do have a couple quotes if you want their
here's my
powers.
argument. Turbo Teen can run over the other teens.
Dude, what if they go to school together? Oh
Yeah,
man.
see, he can run them, or they'll be like two of them be in the car, and he'll drive off, and then he'll just like separate them so that they can't get together and form
It
Captain
doesn't matter.
Planet.
They're all from different countries, dude, and somehow they find a way to get together.
No, no, this is how you do it. He'll run them over, or he'll run at least one. He only takes one. He only has to run one of them over.
Yeah.
That
Uh,
that Brazilian dude's too trusting. He can be like, "Hey, why don't you get in this car?
no, he's
It's
noble,
an
dude.
electric car. It runs
Kind
on
of,
biofuel. He can just
kind
make
of a
some
weak
stuff up."
argument. There'd have to be a lot of factors
Here's
for
the
it.
here's the thing though. It likely does run on biofuel since he is a man who turns into a car.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, do you think he just eats beans and that's how he gets this turbo mode? Like,
Anyway, I don't really have any quotes, but I have one quote. It's not from the character, it's about the show itself, which I thought was really funny. So David, you can go ahead and do a quote first.
All right, I only have two quotes. So the first one, Captain
Ah!
Planet likes to educate people and empower them. So his main quote, like he'll teach them about the environment so they know how to take care of the environment. So his main quote there is, "The power is yours."
Oh yeah, I remember saying
And
that.
Yeah, I
then his
remember this.
other quote, may your powers combine. I am Captain Planet." So when they all combine their powers, he says he's Captain Planet.
That's and it's
Yeah.
good to announce who. I mean, if some dude
So
with a green mullet just popped out of nowhere, I would
He
want
does,
him to introduce himself to
he
me.
does
yeah,
have
I
a lot
agree.
of
I'll
funny
agree to
puns and
that.
stuff, apparently, like puns and jokes, but I didn't research it in that much detail because I ran out of time. So,
So I don't have any good quotes from him, but listen to this quote. This is from somebody who IMDb, Internet Movie Database.
Yes.
So someone left a 10-star review on this show, and this is his comment. As someone who identifies as a car, this really speaks to me on a personal level. I almost feel as if this show was made for me, and I'm ashamed that I wasn't born when the show had aired. I can't explain just how much the main character and I relate. We're basically the same person, and I also identify as a red car. And seeing this person able to be who he is by turning into a car moves me to tears frequently.
I feel like that kid's just messing around,
He's
dude. That can't
trolling,
be
dude.
I mean,
serious.
obviously he's trolling, but I just thought it was funny.
He has to be. I can't believe that someone would really be serious about that.
Um, all right, I mean, I should have when I gave you these characters, I didn't I just was like, all right, two old cartoons that are really cheesy. Let's make them fight each other. I didn't really stop to consider how the power.
Wait, wasn't one of these a listener submission?
No, no, this is this one that came from
Oh,
my mind. Oh wait, no, no, you're right. One of them did come from one of our listeners. His name is Ross. Uh, so
which one?
Captain
uh,
America, I assume.
Captain America was
You mean
not
Captain
here.
Not
Planet?
Cap You know what I meant, Captain Planet. Shut up.
Um, anyways,
See, a fair match would have been, and David, I think you might would appreciate this. Turbo Teen versus Daniel from the Transformer movie.
I was trying.
Oh, that would be good. Yes.
So I was trying to think like our unlikely throwdowns, right?
I thought you were
It's
going to say Turbo Teen versus Speed Racer, but
oh,
The
that'd be good
Speed
too.
Racer would win.
that's true.
It's
Go
it's
ahead.
fun.
Sorry.
It's funnier when there's more unrelated, I guess, and that's kind of why I was going with this one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
It's no contest though. Captain Planet wins this one. I'm sorry. I want Turbo Teen to win because I feel bad
there
for
are
the guy,
two things that
but
Turbo Teen could do. One is just burn out right in front of Captain America and weaken him with
that's
pollution,
true. He could do that. Yeah.
but that'd be tough to do.
Actually,
And then,
I will say that if Turbo Teen had the like foresight to know this was going to happen, I think he could potentially win. It'd be a long shot, but he could like make preparations. But if
He's
this is
like
like,
Batman. He just needs prep time.
yeah, but if the two just came together, like sort of fighting without like if Turbo Teen knew they were going to fight and Captain Planet didn't, Turbo Teen could win. But since they both know they're coming to this battle, Captain Planet is the guy.
still don't think
Well,
Turbo
I
Teen could
highly
win.
recommend you guys watch an episode of Turbo Teen. Um,
I watched an episode of Mask when I did the Miles I forgot his
Miles
last
Mayhem.
Miles Mayhem. It was hard to watch, dude. And
I
Turbo
used to
Teen's
love that
worse.
show. I don't know why I loved it.
All right. So who's judge next time?
I think
Uh,
it's
it's my turn.
Dave's turn, yeah.
All right.
Because
So
last time I won and this time I won, and now I've just come back to being judge. I don't know how I won the one
I
that we
knew I
did
should.
the other
I
day.
knew I should have had. I knew I should have voted against Spider-Man last time.
so
That
right.
one, I'm surprised I won that one.
So this was fun. Captain Planet,
You just,
Captain Planet, congratulations. You take the win here.
of
Turbo
course,
Teen,
of
I'm
course.
sorry. Um but you know, I'd like to think Captain Planet wouldn't kill Turbo Teen. He'd just teach him a lesson and
He'd taunt him a little bit because that's what he does with
he
his
might
name.
even be able to cure him of his affliction. To be
I
maybe.
Probably
I
could.
don't know, man.
But does he want
He's
to
been
be
trying.
cured?
The professor that created the ray, that the molecular array that combined the two of them, he's trying to find a cure.
That's some hard. You know, that professor's probably got other things. He's like, yeah, that's kind of important, but I have this other thing that's going to give me tenure. I think I'll just focus on that instead.
Uh,
This research of turbotine is just like it was a fluke. I'm not going to.
Oh, so he wasn't in the episode I watched, but there isn't. He does have a nemesis
Yeah.
who drives a monster truck, I think.
Does he turn into a monster truck?
I don't know. I didn't watch. I only watched the first episode. But
they're like high school rivals.
this nemesis character is voiced by Frank Welker, who did Megatron's voice.
Oh,
So
cool.
I have something that goes along with that too. That is really cool, but you just reminded me. Um, My guy, Captain Planet, was originally going to be voiced by Tom Cruise, and he actually did the voice for 6 episodes, and then he dropped out. He probably was like, "This is stupid." So then I can't remember the guy who did the voice, but he re-recorded the Tom Cruise ones, and then just did all of them. And then also,
Interesting.
there's a lot of villains for Captain Planet, but the one that made me laugh, you know how there's the Planeteers,
Yeah.
5 of them. Each of them have an anti-person as a villain.
Yeah.
And like the one for fire is called, they each have something, I don't remember, but the one for heart, that one's name is hate. And the one for um water, that one's name is sludge. Like it's like the opposite.
That's
The one
awesome.
for wind, that one's name is like smog or something. I can't remember, but it's pretty funny
That's super good.
because they
I love
have each
that.
element, but they have like the bad version of
The
that
dirty
element,
version.
right? I just thought it was funny that one of the characters was named Hate. I want to research Hate more and see what he was up to because he seems like he could, based on his name, he could probably throw some people down. But anyways,
All right, gentlemen, this was fun, and we'll catch you next time on Unlikely Throwdowns.
okay, peace
Feel
out.
free to check out our other podcasts, Brothers Born podcast. We talk about some fun stuff there, and we'll catch you next time.
And feel free to check out any other of these episodes, Unlikely Throwdowns, so you
There
can
are
see
several.
more of ways I've defeated my brothers over and over and over.
All right, see you guys later.
bye.